All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode with Diabetes 180. Doing things a little different now. We're doing a portrait view. It looks a little different. I'm with my friend Jasmine here. We're about to have some fun. Always a good time talking with you, Jasmine. What we're going to discuss here is right there on the subtitle section. It's healthy holiday meals. I'm going to open up my chat here, Jasmine, and we'll be able to see as people ask questions or maybe make comments. We can observe them. That's what I like about lives. Lives get the, you know, the direct feed, to the people. So you actually still do
Yes.
lives yourself, right? You do? Okay, on Instagram. Yeah. In a moment, we're going to give you a chance to kind of talk about Eat Well Exchange and what it's all about. And then as people ask questions about your business, and you can answer that. Um, One thing I want to remind everybody as they're coming into the program, we always like to know where you're watching from and who you are. I can't see you unless you comment or say something. So say hi. Don't be shy. All right. We have regular viewers. We got new viewers. So don't be shy. Just say, hey, it's me, so we can greet you and just feel welcome. All right. We do broadcast on multiple channels, Jasmine. So we do Facebook, Instagram. Well, not usually Instagram because the feed isn't the same, but usually Facebook, YouTube, and sometimes Instagram, and different Facebook accounts and different YouTube channels. So as people are writing, they may not be able to see other people's comments, but we can see everybody else's comments and questions. All right. So yeah, eating healthy can be a struggle during the holidays, huh? And
Yes,
so
it can
it's
be.
something that, yeah, we are probably a little, yeah, it can be a real struggle. I mean, eating healthy is a struggle, I think, anytime, but the holidays is like extra hard. So I thought it'd be really good to recruit you, Jasmine, because your work with Eat Well Exchange, it really speaks to the importance of teaching people that you don't have to exchange your culture or your taste buds to eat well, right? Is that essentially the meaning behind the name? So, why don't you start off by, you can tell us what you do with Eat Well Exchange, your company, and I guess what started it off. And then what we'll do is talk about, how we can meet this problem, inspiring people to eat healthy meals.
Yeah. So, hey, everybody. My name is
So the little internet disruption.
and director of Equal. Oops. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but there's going to be a little delay. It looks like we're lagging a few seconds.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm the co founder and director of Eat Well Exchange. And basically, we teach communities how to eat healthy based on their cultural foods. And we do that through providing culinary programs for kids, adults, maternal health, bilingual and Haitian Creole and Hispanic culinary programs. And what we do is take our foods and dishes and traditions and show people how they can be healthy, because oftentimes you don't see our cultural foods reflected in a positive light of being healthy. And so that's pretty much what we do for culinary programs. We also have nutrition education programs where we go out into the community and partner with churches, with other nonprofit organizations, with corporate organizations, to teach them of how they can eat healthy, even like sororities and fraternities more recently. And then we also provide DEI training for other healthcare professionals, because they've taken a liking to what we're doing in the community and the approach and niche of what we have, and teaching them how to do the same. And then our last pillar is access. So we know that healthy food is great, cultural foods are great, but if you don't have access, what are we doing, right? So access to healthy food is important. And so we host free farmers markets, and we also start or help run gardens in the community. So
Right.
how I got started with this, I used to work for the health department. And in the health department, myself and the other co-founder, we know that people that were being told to eat foods that didn't really resonate with them. They didn't grow up with the foods that they were told to eat in order to prevent or treat medical conditions or to live quote unquote healthy. And some of these foods weren't even in their grocery store. They didn't have any type of story attached or narrative attached to the foods that they were told to be, to eat to be healthy. And so that's when we started our own organization to teach people how to eat healthy based on their cultural food. So we're like, we got to do this
Gotcha.
ourselves, and we create the nonprofit, not knowing nothing.
So I think the last thing you said cut off. But you said you not knowing enough or
Yeah.
not knowing
So
that.
for us, yeah, when we started Eat Well Exchange, we didn't know what we were doing as far as like running a nonprofit. Like we just knew we
Oh,
wanted to make an impact. But we didn't know how to run a nonprofit. We didn't go to school for nonprofit management or take classes on how to run a
mhm,
nonprofit. So over the past 7 years, because we've been established since 2017, so really about 8 years, we've been running this nonprofit based on mentors and advisory leaders helping us to get to the level
mhm.
that we are today.
Today. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, and I really believe God's blessed your work. I think anytime you're doing good, man, God's gonna bless it. And unfortunately, minorities in our community, we tend to suffer the highest rates of chronic illness and disease, and it's at the and our food is the key to reversing chronic illness and disease. So I think if anyone wants to follow you, we're gonna make sure they get your a link to your website at the end of our show, and you might have people who are watching. I think we have a lot of church leaders that are to watch and observe this program. If you need somebody to help, if you reach out to eWell Exchange, if you want to do a program for your community, because eWell Exchange they do great work. They go into communities, those who are suffering the highest rates of chronic diseases, and teach them how to eat healthy within their culture. Because changing your diet can be a scary thing. And the first thing I usually find is that people have a problem with is they don't want to sacrifice their culture, and they shouldn't. There's a stereotype that Black people don't like new food, or they don't like to try new things. But the reality is they don't want to eat food that's outside their culture, like every culture does it. So, can you tell us, like, how do you approach that problem? That fear when you're working with these communities who want to eat healthy, but they're just afraid. They don't have the options.
Right. I think that's a very good question. I feel like sometimes when we feel like we have to introduce new foods, of course, it means we have to sacrifice the taste. But the concern is, I think it goes sometimes beyond that. I have to now change a completely different or have a different mindset on what's healthy in my household and what people will eat. And now hope they eat it and not hope that I didn't waste money on buying new food items, right? When money is tight
Yeah,
right now and I have a family of four to feed, I don't want to introduce quinoa and only one person likes it in the house. That's going to be a waste of food. I don't want to have to go to a grocery store that's going to take me double the time I usually go to the grocery store already. And hopefully they have that option. I don't want to go and buy it and it's 3 times or $3 more than what I typically buy. And it's a grand different barriers that can impact why there is a hesitation would definitely be taste. And this is what I
taste.
love about our culinary programs is because most people think that number one, their cultural foods are not healthy anyway. And one way that you can kind of, I guess, relate to that is if you were to Google, healthy foods, most of the time foods from the African diaspora will not come up. It,
True. Unfortunately.
so yeah, so I think that for a moment, think about what the people that we serve, what they see. And they don't see our foods posted as preventing diabetes or helping with weight loss. And so that's what we're changing the narrative around. We're keeping the flavor flavor, we're using the basis of like really healthy foods from our upbringing and just the African diaspora in general, and showing you like it still can keep the taste. And guess what? You can use those herbs and spices that's already in your cabinet, and they can still taste good,
Yeah.
you know, and be beneficial, and be high in fiber,
Mhm.
and be high in protein, and give you lots of vitamins and minerals.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're not taught that. And even from a dietitian perspective, they're just now starting to teach that. And that wasn't in my training. And I think that's what helped too, is because I was like, wait a minute, why don't I see collard greens on here as healthy? Why don't I see black eyed peas? Why don't I see callaloo? Like these are, real things that we don't see, but there is a health component. So we're writing a new narrative around what healthy food
Yes. Yeah.
is,
For
for
us. Yeah.
us.
Yeah. So we're gonna show the people some examples of healthy meals. Um, so during the holiday season, do you have any favorites that you try to teach or have people try out when it comes to healthy eating?
Yeah, for me, I always remember my grandparents and just family members always having at least like 2 to 3 types of different vegetables.
Okay.
Room to really try out all those different vegetables and first load up on fiber, then moving on to like your protein or your grains, which grains we
Mhm.
also know have protein in it. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand that, but they do.
Mhm.
So I think it's important to like just navigate your plate in a sense where 80% of what you're eating is some type of fiber for the most part. And then you can still have dessert. It just doesn't mean that it needs to be the first on the plate, right?
Nice.
And so there's room for all of it.
Nice.
When
I love that. That's so simple. I mean, because a lot of times it gets overwhelming because like you're like, I don't want to eat nothing but veggies, But when you, as long as you have focus on enough fiber, it does give you some wiggle room to have something that might be higher in fat or higher in sugar. Because the vast majority of your food being fiber, a vegetable or a whole grain, um, it actually helps. Some people don't realize the fiber kind of steals the calories and exits through your stool, so you're not going to absorb as much of that. So it's almost of a cheat, right? If you're going to eat that cheesecake, make sure you eat your salad first. Okay. Like um so yeah, that's something I teach for sure. And we'll give time for your video to catch up. All right. Looks like it dropped off. All right. So while Jasmine's internet's getting fixed up, I want to show you guys what we have in store for you, as far as the recipes that you guys are going to start enjoying. Now, the first thing that you should already know, if you're looking for new recipes for the holidays, the simplest way to find them is the internet. You don't have to go get a cookbook. You don't have to go get a culinary degree or go to a culinary class to find out how to eat healthy during the holidays. It's really simple. I mean, how many of you guys just Google healthy holiday meals or vegan recipes for the holidays or plant-based Thanksgiving recipes? You probably know internet is the first thing to search. But before you even do that, the advice I give is start with what you know. Okay. So, most recipes that you have that have a meat or are really sweet, you could actually change them enough to make them healthy. If you're used to using beef in your stew or chili, then just leave it out and use beans instead, right? If you're making burritos or tacos, you're going to go with a bean-based burrito or taco, right? If you're making spaghetti or a pasta, instead of using cheese, you might just stick with marinara sauce, right? And a healthier oils like olive oil. So any meal that you're making now, or I should say most meals you're making now can be made healthy with little alterations, leaving out the high fat or high sugar components, right? Yeah, Carla, you agree with me, right? Internet and a little imagination, right? So I'm gonna show you throughout my favorite websites. Of course, I'm gonna include my own, but I'm gonna show you my favorite websites if specifically you're a diabetic, because in this channel We promote eating a low fat, whole food, plant based diet. So that's really important. But what's cool with that is the diet that reverses diabetes is also the diet that reverses almost every chronic disease. So if you have high blood pressure, if you have high cholesterol, if you're suffering from a chronic condition like liver disease, fatty liver, you're going to benefit from a low fat, whole food, plant based diet. And I'll show you. Let's see, I'm looking at my tabs here. I got one, two, three, four, including Eat Well Exchange. I think four websites that you guys are gonna hopefully add to your internet save websites. I don't know what they call it. Save websites. Save their websites. They're going to be available in the show description, and we'll also have QR codes that you can get to them directly. So make sure you watch to the end so you can get access to these websites. I want to know though, guys, where do you find do you guys use cookbooks, or are there specific websites that you guys are using to find healthy holiday meals? Help us all out. Oh, you know what? I'm
I have
sorry,
to
Jack.
move.
I've been I've been leaving you out of the conversation. How long were you sitting there? Because I had to let you in the door.
It is okay. I'm like, let me move to another location and see if that helps. So
Okay.
hopefully this is better.
Okay, that's better. All right. Yeah, I could see you, and actually unreal. I think I could hear you in real time. Say something.
Yay!
All right. Like, it works. So I was actually going to show the people the websites, and then but I can. What were we discussing? Oh, what I was saying was one of the things that I always like to encourage people to do is start with what you know. So before you're going through the internet trying to find healthy recipes, you should start with what you know. It's very simple. I think we overthink things a little bit too much, right? Like, when you encourage people to eat vegan or whole food, plant based, they're like, but I don't know any recipes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we do all the time. We make it harder than what it needs to be. And we feel like we have to throw out everything in the cabinet. We have to throw out everything in the refrigerator. And you know what though? We can't just blame ourselves for that though, because when you think about like watching any weight loss or health related TV show, that's what they do. Like they
Yeah,
actually go in and they show like these people throwing stuff in their trash, like it's a big,
yeah, yeah.
grocery, I know,
Overhaul.
right? Like you got to buy all these new products, and that's not where it is. You want to start with the
Yeah,
basis, and the reason you want to do that too is because you're more likely to make a change and keep that change. Because
yeah,
if you feel like you have to start from ground zero, you're not gonna. Life is gonna happen. Life is gonna start lifing the very day that you decide you want to throw out everything and get everything that's organic, whatever, right? Not
Mhm.
even your grocery store you go to, it's just gonna be a big mess. So I always
Yeah,
tell people to start with one small change and then build on that. If you know
love
that, okay, I haven't had a vegetable this whole week, let's try to get vegetables for a day.
it. Exactly.
Let's move on to 2 days, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
move on to drinking more water, whatever that is. I think
yeah.
we don't notice that when we start with one, it becomes a domino effect and it gets easier to start making additional changes.
And you mentioned earlier too, like using your spices, right? Spices,
Mhm.
like just recently, I was showing someone how to basically cook up a portobello mushroom, and they were
Mhm.
surprised that the same seasonings they use on their steak, use it on the mushroom. You could season your
Yes.
veg just like you season your meat. Boom.
Yes, yes. No, I'm glad you're saying that too, because one
Yeah.
thing that people don't realize is sometimes we crave like a certain flavor profile, and it may
Mhm.
not necessarily be the salt, it may not necessarily be the butter, but it may be that certain flavor, the
Flavor.
savoriness, or sweetness, or sour, or bitter, whatever it is that we may be craving. And once you find out what vegetables complement some of those spices and herbs, it's a game changer.
The game changer, right? All right. So before we turn to the websites and show people how they look, everyone wants to see the food. You can't just talk about it. You got to see the food.
Mhm.
Um, what are you? I know I'll talk on mine. My favorite holiday, when I think of like healthy holiday meal, for me is soups, because as a Haitian, I don't know, every year, every January 1st, we have our soup. So it's a tradition growing up. You got to eat your soup. And man, and when you look at, I don't know if you ever had a Haitian soup, Jasmine.
What? Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think last this past year or last year was it? I think it was Soup Jamu. Is that how you
Yeah.
say it?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So the other co-founders in Miami, and they had like a free farmers market, and that means that they pretty much had produce on the table, color coordinated, and people could come in, and they themed it as Soup Jamu. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, they themed it as that type of soup. So everything that was on the table was produce
That's
to start
cool.
and make that soup. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So
It's a
I'm a little
great, it's a great
familiar.
meal. You live for me. It's a great meal for the holidays in the cold weather. So I love soups. I'll show some of them on my website. Of course, the same kind of idea. Chili is also really nice, vegan chili. But I like rice and beans second. You know, I'm a Haitian, so I gotta go my rice and beans all day, any
Yeah.
time of the year. And then I'd say, you know, during the holidays, what I also remember us eating a lot was veggie patties. You know, I used to eat meat back then, so it used to be beef patty, sometimes fish in the patty, but veggie patties are bomb too, man. You ever had a good chickpea patty? Ooh.
Yes. Fire.
Yeah, fire, fire. Just so you could eat, you don't have to sacrifice your culture. What for you personally, what's your favorite like food to eat in the holidays?
What sticks out to me is three. And one is definitely collards. It was something about the way that my grandmothers would make collards that made just everything right in your soul. And I
Ooh.
don't know if it was the vinegar after. And check this out though. They never put like a ton of meat in it. Like most people think when we think of greens, we're like, oh, it has to be a ton of meat, like to get the flavor. And it really
Mhm.
doesn't have to be much.
Doesn't have
So
to be
that would
much.
be it would be funny because that would be the only thing that will run out for the year. Like, I mean, for that meal. Like
Mhm.
by the 5 o'clock, it
It's
ain't no more
gone.
greens.
Yeah, they know grease. Yeah,
It's
that's
greens,
true.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's definitely one that like sticks to my mind just because the texture was perfect. It wasn't like too overcooked at the time, but they
Mhm.
they still made a way to put the greens, on the plate. The second one for me
Right.
was always
Be-
sweet potato
Before you,
casserole.
I was gonna say while you're answering, I want the audience to answer too. I just thought, guys, tell us what's your favorite healthy holiday meals or recipes? Share with us. What is your favorite holiday meals? But yeah, casserole. Talk about it.
No, I want to hear them talk about it too. Ooh, greens, yes.
Yeah,
Never
greens
had
have
meat.
mercy. Never- Meat seasoned greens, and this is my favorite. Yeah.
It's my favorite too. It
Can't go wrong
is.
with greens. Hey, you can't go wrong with greens,
You
man. You
can.
can't go wrong with
Cornbread
greens.
dressing. That's one of
Yeah,
mine too, Audrey.
yeah, yeah, and
Yes.
cornbread itself,
Yes. Because even
Yeah,
like my grandmother, she would make cornbread dressing. And what I noticed is you don't have to use like most people put broth in it. You don't have to use a high sodium broth. You can use a low sodium broth. It can be vegetable based.
yeah.
And you can still get fiber from the cornbread that you make it from. So I like that
Oh,
people are putting in, these ideas of what's their favorite holiday meal, but not understanding like how healthy they actually can
yeah,
be,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
And someone just said, Sherry just said cranberries. Cranberries, that's a very common, actually sweet
Yeah.
food to use on the holidays. Yeah, cranberries is
Like
awesome.
a good compliment for sure. A
Yeah,
good
yeah.
compliment.
Basic
Yeah.
compliments everything. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't know when you throw cranberries on something, it just feels festive. I don't know, like it just feels more festive. Just throwing cranberries on it.
It does. Yes. But cranberry, I mean, not the cranberry, the cornbread dressing is definitely one of mine. And then the sweet potato casserole, just because my grandmother used to actually cook that with me in the kitchen and I would always help her with that one dish. And so it's
Mhm.
not that it's healthy, but it's more of like that's my connection to her. Like she's not here any
Mhm.
longer. And so to
Yeah.
me, it was like, okay, you know how to string out the strings out of the sweet potato casserole as we're making it. And that was my
Oh,
job.
yeah, the memories, and I'm sure our audience too. You guys probably can relate with that. Like, what memories do you guys have? And are there any food that relates to memories of family,
Mhm.
friend, for family or loved ones that passed? I like to hear that too from our audience. But Carla says you are all making me hungry. And then she likes potato salad. Yeah. So and you guys have memories with your food. That's something that I think a lot of people have during the holidays, food, and that's why it's so hard to sacrifice certain food items. because there's
Mhm.
memories tied to them. You don't want to
Right.
lose that. But you
Yeah.
did you had a third favorite too, right?
Yeah, so it was somebody said it before me. It was the cornbread dressing. That was gonna be the third one. Just
Oh yeah,
because
okay.
yeah, yeah, that's it. Those three, if I can have those three, I don't even need the turkey. I don't need ham. I don't need none of that. I just want
Well,
those two things right
those
there.
two. I'm not thinking if I've ever had cornbread dressing. I don't even know if I have.
That's
um,
okay. That's
yeah,
all
okay.
right. That means you gotta try
Somebody
it.
might give me some cornbread dressing. All right. Sherry says she likes sweet rolls. Yeah.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
um, let's show the people a few websites, Jasmine, and ending with yours, on how you can eat healthy. So this one is from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. So let me see how that shows up on the screen. Um, see if I can try to see the best way to show it on the screen. Might be, yeah. Like I said, Jasmine, this is the first time I've used like this setup. Usually I use it. Let's see which is best. This might be the best thing to do. Can you see that very good, very well?
I can't really
Let's
see the
see.
words, but the
Okay,
picture is
let's see. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to find the best way to show you these views. It might,
Oh,
yeah,
that's cute.
that might be the best I can do. Okay, but these website links will be in the show notes, okay, or the description section wherever you're watching from. If you're watching on Instagram, you might not have them, I think, but on Facebook, on YouTube, definitely. All right, we'll have links to these websites, but. This one is from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. I love they have great resources. I mean, you can really have fun with the website, and they share a lot of great information on eating healthy. But I love this website page, Vegan Recipes for the Holidays. So they have a small collection. A lot of these are like appetizers or side dishes. But who doesn't love a good bean hummus? Man, I actually had this today for lunch: roasted bell pepper with bean hummus, and oh, that is a delicious snack. You like hummus, Jasmine?
I do. I love it.
Yeah, I love hummus. Lasagna with cashew cheese. Cashew cheese. Have you ever had cashew cheese?
I have, yeah. It's really good. I
Really
like it.
good.
Yeah.
Lasagna is actually my favorite meal, so it's nice to have a cheese replacement. We got sweet potato. I don't even know what that is called. Is that latkes? But I don't know, but it looks good. So you go through here to the ends. Yeah, I've had this too before. Stuffed peppers are really nice with
Mhm.
black beans and rice. A very nice dish to make. Pretty easy. It looks fancy too. Very festive. Um, and of course, you got your cranberry granola because you could put cranberries on anything. Fried peas with sweet potato. These are a few desserts that you can use. So this website is from Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. If you guys want to get that website, again, it'll be in the show notes. Um, let me read this comment from Carla. From the age of 6, I would follow my granny around the kitchen. She taught me to bake cakes, sweet potatoes, custard pie, and a lot of other things. Oh, that's a nice memory. Yeah, share with us your memories, guys. I like to hear the stories of the holidays. If you guys have any special stories to share as we swap recipes today. All right. So next few minutes, we're going to go through 3 other websites. Okay. This one, have you heard of Mastering Diabetes, uh, Jasmine?
Yes, I have. It's with the is he a biochemist?
Yeah,
And
I think
yeah,
one is a nutritional or biochemist. I think
yeah,
biochemist. Yeah, studies, and they're both type 1 diabetics. So
yes.
it's really interesting because they're basically talking the talk and walking the walk, right? They're showing you what to do to reverse diabetes. The same principles we follow in Diabetes 180, they follow. And this is a nice little printout, actually. It's a PDF file that you guys can get from our show notes, holiday recipe guide. Okay, 12 dishes to share with your family. So you can go through these pretty quickly, and I'll just kind of show you the images. Let's see. So they have a nice table of contents. It's really well put together. Chickpea breakfast scramble. I love me a breakfast scramble. I like tofu scramble. That's my favorite. Uh, Cranberry quinoa, lemon blueberry baked oats. Doesn't that look delicious? I
It
mean,
does.
yeah. Yeah, cranberry sweet potato quinoa salad. I love me some quinoa salad. I mean, I love that. There's cranberries again. I mean, cranberries is going to be all over the holidays. Butternuts, roasted butternut squash, walnut salad, sweet potato Brussels sprout salad, winter kale salads, a lot of salads. Oh, this is nice actually. Have you ever had this cheesy cauliflower and
I
broccoli?
feel like I feel like I've made that just randomly, but it wasn't probably quite like that picture.
Oh, this is delicious, huh? I'm telling you
Yeah,
guys, you do not have to sacrifice taste for health. I
you
promise
don't.
you. I promise you. So this is Diabetes 180. This is our website, and it's very. I mean, like you see behind me, we have amassed a lot of recipes, about 294 or something like that at this point, that are all low fat, whole food, plant based. They're curated to reverse diabetes. You don't have even have any thinking to do. People say, I don't know what to do. Then just go find a recipe and start learning new things. But I'll
Yes.
go through those real quick. Some of them are very simple, from a fruit salad to something that could feed the whole family. Baked steel cut oats, baked oatmeal. Have you ever done that, Jasmine?
I have, and it came out
Yeah.
really good. I was really surprised.
Yeah, yeah. It is surprising, and it's something that you can make in bulk, and you could
Yes.
feed everybody who's at the house.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning to some nice cinnamon toasted oatmeal.
Yeah.
It's really delicious and nutritious. So baked steel cut oats, oatmeal is a great recipe. I tend to make a lot. Banana oatmeal pancakes. I love this. We made this a lot at home.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
let's see. I'm gonna go through. There's a lot of these. I promise I'm not gonna go through all 200. uh, Black bean stuffed sweet potato with hummus dip. Man, I like to stuffed sweet potato with beans. Let's see. I'm going through. I'm just gonna show like ones I'm familiar with, or I eat a lot. I'm familiar with a lot of these, but some I eat a lot. Chickpea curry. You never go wrong with chickpea curry, right? I
Never.
mean, yeah, chickpea is a very healthy legume. It's a very healthy food
Yes.
source of uh, a lot of nutrients are packed in chickpeas, and mixes great with curry. I love
Mhm.
curry. I can curry anything. I mean, I'll eat curry all day, every day.
I agree. Put curry on everything, and it's automatically healthy.
It's all automatically healthy. And then turmeric is one of the most anti-inflammatory rich spices. It is actually turmeric is the most
Mhm.
rich anti-inflammatory rich spice. So you guys should be currying things if you aren't already. We
Yes.
got scramble. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry.
Me too.
Oh, you never get wrong with veggies. Go wrong with veggie stir fries. You're throwing some mushrooms and broccoli and some, whatever you like as far as veggies is
Mhm.
delicious. Overnight oats is nice. Let's see. There's a lot of curry chickpeas. I got a lot of different variations of curry chickpeas. Jamaican style is my favorite. And I'll show you one of my most favorite ones. I'll just kind of fast forward to the bottom. I think it's at the bottom here. Yeah, I like lentil soup, sweet potato kale soup. The Haitian in me is always going to go for soup. And let's see. I want to show you my vegan chili. Oh, spicy black bean soup. Yeah, I love soups in the holidays. But I have a few vegan chili recipes, but I want to show the people my favorite one. I think it's did I miss it? Well, this is one vegan chili, but there's another one here, uh, and I think I passed it. And I'm sure Jasmine, you've had vegan chili before, right?
I have. I We make a sweet potato chili. That Ewell
Ooh,
has.
send me that
Yeah,
one. Okay.
it's so good. It is so good. And every time we do like demos in the community with it, people are
Yeah.
like, "What? This has no meat in
Ooh,
it." We're like, "No."
they're shocked, right? They're shocked. I
Yeah,
get, yeah, yeah, they think that because when you think of chili, you think of meat, right? They're like, where's the meat in they're just eating it. They're eating it up thinking there's no meat in there, but you flavor it up like it has meat and they don't even know.
exactly. Exactly.
But let me read these comments here while I'm looking for my vegan chili. Carla says from the yes, my A1C is down 6.4 from 11. Yay, Carla! Down 4 pounds. I know I missed a lot of your lives, but I wish I watched the rebroadcast, and I'm currently catching up on other things you have. I will thank you and your wife again for doing this. Praise God for your ministry. Thank you, Carla. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh, Moroccan. You mentioned how a lot of African recipes are healthy. That is so true. I have like a whole section of African recipes. I
Yeah.
love Moroccan stew. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've had that before, but yeah,
Yeah.
very
That's the
good.
thing. Like there's a lot of African countries that have tons of like different stews and soups and
Stews,
full of
soups.
vegetables that people
It's
don't
very
realize.
healthy.
Yeah.
Very healthy. And it's funny because a lot of people, especially in the African American culture, they think that they sacrificing culture when they eat,
Right.
but you're embracing your origins. You're
Oh,
embracing your
yes.
ancestors when you're eating
Yes.
plant-based. Oh yeah, I found it though. The vegan killer vegan chili. Oh, this is a good one right here.
Oh, that looks good.
It is good. It's good. It's good. All right. So I mean, we're going a little over time. Usually, I try to keep the lives at 30 minutes. I want to save your website for the last one. So here's Eat Well Exchange, where you could find more about the company that Jasmine runs. They have a recipe page, so you can actually, can you print these off?
You should be able to, yeah. If you click on them, I think they'll come up.
You can click on them. Okay. So you have sections. So you have like a smoothie section, delicious blueberry smoothie. You got lunch section. Oh, chickpea veggie patties. That's my thing, girl. I love it. You
Yeah.
got dinner. Let's see, is that changing? I don't know if it's changing. Oh, okay, yeah, dinner. Sweet potato hash, jerk mustard greens. Yeah, brown stew, garbanzo beans. Yeah, that I love that right there. Spiced apple salad. Of course, your veggie spaghetti squash. I don't know. Has anyone had spaghetti squash?
It's
That
in
yeah,
season.
that's
It's in season.
it's surprisingly good. It's
Yeah.
surprisingly good. Most people are like, it's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Then you got dinner, with more recipes and breakfast. You can actually go through. I don't know. For some reason, it's not changing every time I switch it. Okay, yeah, here it is. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. So this is really good. Yeah, of course. Sweet potato hash is a great breakfast. Then you throw some tofu in it. It's a wrap.
Oh, it's a complete meal. There
Some
you go.
sweet tofu in that. It's a wrap. Jerk your greens. Yeah, Carlo, that's what we're talking about. Jerk greens. Tell you,
Yeah.
just when you season your meat, go ahead and season your veggies, man.
Yes. Yes. There's a
Why?
way to do it.
Why?
I'm telling
Why not? So those are some websites. I don't know if you guys have favorites. Feel free to share them in the comment section if you have favorite websites that are healthy during the holidays. But I hope that you use Jasmine's for sure. And if you want to get access to her um, website, Jasmine, let them know what else. What else will they find on your website?
Oh, you'll find a lot about like how we got started, a little bit about ourselves and why we got started, the work that we're doing and our mission and our values and vision for Eat Well Exchange. You'll also find on there like programs we have. We actually have a Prevent Diabetes culinary program coming up in the Raleigh area in
Mhm.
January, and we have a managing diabetes with cultural foods webinar this Thursday actually, that's coming up online too. So we're excited about that one, talking about a lot of the things that we discussed, but how to make some like healthy swaps or even like just additions to what we currently eat for the holidays to really manage diabetes. So we're excited. That's kind of what's coming up for us.
It's good work, man. It's good work. All right. Carla's giving you a hand clap. All right.
Hey, thank you.
Sherry says, thank you. I'm looking to drop my A1C from 5.9 to a healthy level. Let's go. Diabetes be gone. So,
Be
yeah,
gone.
definitely watch. We'll look out for Jasmine's work on diabetes and watch her webinars. Follow her on Instagram. You guys are on Instagram, um, a lot. So, you're doing great things. And of course, just a reminder, anyone who wants these websites or the links to them, they're in the description section, okay, including the Meal Garden, meal plan app, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so beloved, I pray above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. We'll see you next time. Jasmine, we got to do this again.
Yes, absolutely. January.
Yeah, let's do